This video is divided into two parts. The first part involves listening to words and then repeating them. The second part includes watching a story to review the vocabulary.
Happy, sad, angry, afraid, excited, bored, surprised, nervous, relieved, disappointed, jealous, curious, confused, embarrassed, anxious.
In the small town of Greenwood, a young boy named Tim lived a quiet life, filled with the ups and downs of any normal child. Each day brought new feelings and adventures, some that made him happy and others sad. One sunny morning, while walking through the market, Tim found a small, abandoned puppy. Its eyes were sad, sparking an immediate feeling of compassion in Tim. He knew he couldn't leave the puppy there, so he decided to take it home, feeling excited about his new friend. At home, Tim's cat, Whiskers, was not pleased. She was angry to see the new pet invade her territory, her tail twitching in disapproval. Whiskers always enjoyed her quiet afternoons by the windowsill, and the puppy's energetic presence made her bored and a bit jealous. Tim, now recognizing the tension, tried to pet Whiskers, but she simply hissed and walked away, making him feel both surprised and nervous about the future of his two pets getting along. As time passed, Tim trained the puppy, whom he named Buddy, teaching him tricks and obedience. With each new trick learned, Tim felt proud and relieved that Buddy was so intelligent and eager to please. But not all days were sunshine. One day, while playing in the park, Buddy suddenly ran away, chasing after a squirrel. Tim was afraid, his heart pounding as he called out for Buddy. After an anxious hour searching, he found Buddy safe and sound by a tree. Tim felt an overwhelming sense of relief wash over him, realizing just how much he cared for his furry friend. One afternoon, while showing Buddy's new trick to his friends, capturing the attention with a magnificent leap onto the fence. Tim's friends were amazed by Whiskers' grace and agility. For the first time, Tim noticed that both pets were special in their own way, and his heart was content with love for both. School was another source of dramatic feelings. Tim often felt bored in class, struggling to stay awake during long lectures. But when his teacher announced a field trip to the local science museum, Tim was excited. He was always curious about science and the wonders of the universe. At the museum, something surprising happened. Tim got separated from his group. He wandered around, confused and nervous, through the vast halls filled with strange and fascinating exhibits. Suddenly, he heard a familiar bark. It was Buddy, who had followed a school trip to the museum. Tim was embarrassed, but relieved to see his buddy again, knowing he'd guide him back to his class. Plus, his four-legged friend had saved him from being completely lost and alone. The challenges of growing up were not limited to his pets and school. One day, Tim was disappointed when he learned that he had come second in the science fair. He had worked so hard on his project and felt frustrated that his best wasn't enough. His father, seeing the sadness in Tim's eyes, patted his hand and told him, "I am proud of you because you did your best, and that's what really counts." Summer came, and with it, the annual Greenwood Fair. The town was full of colors, sounds, and delightful smells. Tim felt a mix of emotions, excited for the fun, but anxious about his entry into the fair's talent contest. On the day of the contest, Tim was nervous. His act was a dual performance with Whiskers and Buddy. It was a surprise act that he had been practicing in secret for weeks. As he stepped onto the stage, his hands trembled and his heart raced. But once the music started, Whiskers weaved through hoops, while Buddy jumped over them, working together in perfect coordination. The crowd was amazed at the spectacle. When the act was over, the applause was thunderous, and Tim's earlier nervousness turned into pride and excitement. But then, the unexpected happened. Whiskers and Buddy were announced as the winners. Tim was shocked, his mouth agape. He felt a momentary twinge of jealousy at his pets stealing the spotlight, but as he looked at them, his heart swelled with pride for their accomplishment. Life went on, with days of feeling excited for new adventures and exhausted from the long ones. Tim learned that life could be a whirlwind of emotions, each day unexpected, each challenge a lesson, and each triumph a sweet moment to savor. Through the joys and the hardships, the victories and the quiet evenings, Tim realized that what truly mattered was being content with what he had and who he was. Greenwood was not just a place, but a beginning of stories and emotions. A place where a boy and his two unlikely friends could find magic in the mundane, and where being afraid sometimes led to the bravest moments. And in those moments of reflection, Tim understood that the tapestry of emotions, from being excited to exhausted, was what truly colored the canvas of life.